to Cooking with Opally. I know it's been a while, but we do have another 5 recipes from Gousto. I picked those again this time. I will vary it up, I promise. Might even put some of my own in at some point, but you know, yeah. Anyway, this one is considered a feast. It only takes 40 to 50 minutes. I say only. It's going to be 4 portions, so it's going to, there's just me, so it's going to last me for 4 meals, obviously, math, right? It has, let's have a look here, how many calories does this one have? 1,144 calories. That's a lot of calories, but it looks like a mountain of food. I'm sure this will probably do me a lunch, a dinner, probably another lunch, to be honest with you. It's a lot of food, and that is what we have. So what do we have for this? We have a cucumber and tomato salad. So we got 2 halves of cucumber. Shame we didn't send it as one actually, because then it actually lasts a little longer. We have a couple of tomatoes, so this is making up for our salad, and also red onion here, so that will go on there. We then have some potatoes, which are going to go on our pizza bases. So they want you to use the pizza bases like a gyro. So it's chicken gyros and hot honey halloumi Greek style feast. So we have chicken thighs. There is an option, I think, to get chicken breast if you wanted. I chose thighs, but generally I find them a bit better. We have some pizza bases, which will be used as the gyros. But I mean, this is a huge meal. I paid extra for this. This is not the standard price, by the way. I had a credit and I used it. Dried oregano, as I used to always say. Some nice yogurt, nice and cold. More yogurt, honey. Can't have honey, hot honey halloumi without some honey. Halloumi. Same thing. And then we have some chili flakes. Go careful. If you don't like them as hot, you might not want to use both. We have 6 garlic. I actually have 7. Have an extra one. I like garlic. Then we have some red wine vinegar and some mint, which will be taken off the stalks. So what I'm going to do is grab my chopping board and a knife and get preparing. It may not be the same day as this, but I like to record what we got on the day, so you can see how fresh it was when it arrived, and everything is arrived fresh. I don't think anything's been missed. I tend to check it off as it arrives, and I think everything is here, so I think it's going to be delicious. This is a huge meal. You can see why it's a little bit extra, can't you? Alrighty, I'll be back in a mo. Okay, so for our chicken gyros with the hot honey halloumi Greek salad, I'm making this straight after the other one, the chicken parma one. So my salad as such will be some of the lettuce that's left over, because I don't have much of it, and it's going to be prepared very similar. So what I'm going to do in this is get everything that needs to marinate, or is better if it is sitting together. So this is just what they call the hot honey. So all you're doing is using chili flakes. If you don't like chili, then don't use as much as this. So I have my moments of whether I like chili or not, in reality. So sometimes I really do, and I'm going to use it all, and sometimes I don't. But the amount of you're going to put in here is still quite small, so I'm just pouring these in for the moment, and I've got a spoon sitting by me. Is actually quite small, and I think I'll be able to handle it, but I'll let you know. I could maybe not handle it, we will see. And so you're going to put these together, and you are then, for me, I'm going to let it sit. And obviously because of me prepping it, this will be fine to freeze. But that said, I'm going to use, I got some tiny pots, otherwise I'll never be able to get it out again. So a lot of this for the freezer side of things is going to be lots of bits, really, because it is considered a feast, so you do have lots of elements. I could take off the whole lid, I guess, would make my life a bit easier, but I didn't. Okay, so just going to give that a stir, and I think it will get hotter then in time. I think probably, does it recommend to add a bit of water? It doesn't, but I have a feeling this is very thick, isn't it? Anyway, that is going to sit in the fridge in a little bit when I get there. So the other things I am going to do is do a pickled onion, which basically slice your onions as thin as you can, which for me isn't probably as thin as one would like. So this is how I do my onions. Everyone has their ways, and I'm not professional, like I've said many times. I waste a lot of onion doing it this way, I'm sure. And I can't do the whole, you know, waste the onion at the end and cut it all finely and cube it and all that sort of thing. But for this, you want the slices. So these are both peeled. Strong, making me cry already. And these will go in a bowl. So this is all about bowls for this first part. I'm just literally, I'm prepping stuff for later today, and just getting it all ready. Whoa, they're strong. I'm crying. Then I'm going to cut them in half and just carefully slice them as thin as I can, which, like I say, for me isn't particularly thin really. Plus I'm crying. And you've got 2 of these to do. So let me get and do that, and I will show you the result. Whoa. Okay, so once you've done that and you've had your cry, my goodness, I am still crying. So I'm going to put this in. This is red wine vinegar. So they are just pickled in this vinegar, and I'm going to add some sugar, which I also have here. And I'm going to put these in the fridge and they can pickle. I'm going to go and get rid of all the bits and pieces after this, by the way. So I stop crying. And then we will work on the other 2 mixes that I want to do in advance. You don't have to. In fact, they get you marinating chicken, but then you're cooking it straight away. I mean, I don't get that, because I would have thought marinating it sits, the longer it sits is better. Okay, let's get my sugar. It just says a pinch. I'm going to use probably a bit more than a pinch because I am going to be freezing it afterwards, and freezing again for this will be fine because it is pickled onions. And I'm going to sit this in the fridge. Almost needs more, doesn't it, red wine vinegar? I only gave me the 2 sachets, but I'm not feeling it to be too pickly here. I'm feeling it very sugary because it's not mixed yet. Alright, let me put these in the fridge, get all this cleaned up, and I will be back. I need to grate a cucumber, so I'm going to peel this. I've got the peeler here. I'll come back and do it. Okay, so that's out of the way. That's good because I can stop crying. So remove your plastic from here. It doesn't tell you to grate it, by the way, to remove the skin, by the way, but the skin is what tends to cause indigestion, and so therefore peeling it off for me works out better. And the part we're going to make now, which is a tahini sauce, I think it's pronounced something like that, tahini sauce, maybe it's that. My puppy can smell garlic. She hasn't even had her own food. Probably after treats, and she doesn't get treats unless she's eaten. So now she's smelling my coffee thinking that's the chicken. What a deceitful person I am. And you know, if you wanted to make it pretty, because you get cucumber in this salad, you can run it down with a fork, and then when you slice it, it has all those little pretty edges you see in restaurants. And again, alright, I'll be back in one tick. I'm going to get this right. Actually, what I will do is, before that, because I'm going to have to get rid of trash anyway, is sort her out. She doesn't like the idea of this. I'll give her her own food instead. So your best way, I don't know why I keep trying to do it the other way, because it's not really the way I do it. And I'm just going to pop these. I've got a tray next to me, so I'm going to put those on there. I'm not strong enough to even bash up garlic. So because I can't standing cook or for very little, maybe I should buy one of those little tabletop things you can get, and then I can just sit here. Sorry about all the noise. Sit here and do it with you. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. So having Gousto works out financially very beneficial to me. This particular box was quite reasonable because I had a credit because somebody did subscribe to Gousto, because you get a discount code. So they get a discount code and I get a discount code. So I get £20 off, but they get 50% off, which is huge, or might even be 60% off of whatever their bill is. And when the bill without any discounts is probably about maybe 65, I want to say, which sounds a lot, but for me, when you spread it over a month, if you buy for 4 people, 5 meals for 4 people, and you spread it over a month, that's £20 a meal. So this actual box that I'm doing right now will cost me less than that, because I had the £20 credit, and I also had a 50% discount because I haven't used them for a few months, or I had one over from the last time I did it. So I actually only ended up spending £25 for a month. So my meals for this month works out to be £1.25 each. There you go. All right, I'll be right back with the grated cucumber that's going in a bowl and get rid of this trash. Okay, so next I'm going to get my garlic ready. And I'm just going to use a garlic press with my very unsuccessful grating of garlic using my microplaner garlic press. And anything left over I'm going to put in with the chicken. So this is my cucumber, and then I've got some chicken over here, which is what Madam's after. Oh, I need to make so much noise. And the reason I'm using these bowls is when I bought them, they came with, I bought them because they came with lids. So any leftover I'm just going to dump in with the chicken, because the chicken's going to be cooked, and I don't think raw garlic would be as good. I'm going to make a lot of noise, obviously. I've decided that that's the way this is going to go. So you want three in each. Maybe she food I could treat her, not this chicken. My goodness. She's even looking at the bowls. It's like she knows what's in here. Hold on one moment. Right, I've put her out the way for a moment. So I will go and grab her when the chicken's gone, because that's what this is all about. We will prepare the chicken first, because I don't like putting her in a different room. She's used to being with me. And get as much out as you can. So you want 3 in each. Remember, this is raw garlic, so if you're not keen on raw garlic, not my favourite, and I think that was what was with the mayo I had yesterday. I think that's what the problem is. Right, just going to get these out and put them in there. Gosh, metal on metal though, right? Put this, get 3 on here. That's 1, 2. So what do you reckon the reason is why garlic is always so sticky? What do you think? Because I don't know the answer to this. Obviously it's got something on it, but it does have a... I'm sorry about the metal on metal clanging away. So if I had really big pieces, then obviously I'd cut them up, but because this chicken is going to be cooked, then it's not such a big deal. I forgot to bring my salt. Okay, we will come back to the cucumber because that needs some extra chopping of stuff. Right. What else do we need for the chicken for it to marinate? And like I say, they do say that you just put the you put this marinade on it, and then you cook it straight away, but I want to leave mine. One sec, let me go and get my salt. Okay, so at least we'll help him because it's, gosh, I really need to find more. Is there? Then you want your dried oregano. oregano, as I always used to say. This is in paper and with the chicken. Olive oil. And then you cook it straight away for 20-25 minutes in the oven. But I'm not going to be doing that, as I said. So I'm going to put all this on, and then I'm going to give it a good stir. Put the cover on. I said cover. Or in fact what I could do is put it in here and give it a good shake, couldn't I? That might work better. It says a drizzle. Never quite sure how much a drizzle is, so I'm sure I've done more than I need. Go on, in you go guys. And then put these on. Give it a good shake for me. And then that can go in the fridge out of the way. And Madam can come back out of her room. So let me get rid of this stuff and we will leave this here. And this is the last thing I'm going to prep at this stage. I'll be back for the other bits and pieces very soon. But we will go and put this in the fridge. I was walking away. And let Puppy out and then we can carry on. Alright, Puppy is out the room. Chicken is away. So my shaky didn't work at all well, by the way. So I ended up just doing it in my hands. Just make sure you use hot soapy water afterwards so you don't contaminate stuff. Then for this we are going to use a yoghurt which freezes absolutely perfectly. And this for our sauce. And I think this goes not just on the gyro. That's pronounced another way too, isn't it? It's pronounced a different way in America. Or maybe it's just pronounced different everywhere else, but with me. I can't remember how it is pronounced. Well, you don't, well, I was going to say you don't use scissors, it's got a tear thing, but obviously I can't do the tear thing. And then you will stir all this together. After we put in, so not only are we putting, my goodness gracious, not only are we putting cucumber in here, we're also putting mint in. Mint, yeah, I was right. So let's get that there. And we will start getting the mint ready. So you want to strip your mint of the leaves, so it's not good enough. You don't want to have the stems, basically. What did I say? The mint off the leaves, didn't I? Yeah, I'm special. What can I say? She ate her own food. Well, I wouldn't give her raw chicken anyway, but although I know dogs are actually fine to have raw chicken, that's definitely a me thing. Okay, so strip your mint, and there's going to be lots of mint, so you know what I mean. I've got 2 packets of this, and it's going to be plenty to put in a little bowl here, and then I'm going to make that sit until I am ready this evening, which then I will get the chips. This has chips with it, and we'll start to get everything assembled. And I'm still working in my head how I'm going to actually freeze this for later use. So the stalks are probably either bitter or maybe they're inedible. I actually don't know. Okay, now she wants to be covered up. She's not used to me saying no and moving her out of my sight. She's used to being with me constantly. She's only really ever had human contact, so she's not used to. I mean, she's got a crate, so if on the rare occasion, like I have a doctor's appointment or whatever, then she's put in the crate because I don't trust her one iota that she wouldn't wreck something. She is pretty good, but maybe that's because I'm here all the time, so she doesn't get an opportunity. But I'm sure she was on her own and she was bored. She'd get into all sorts of mischief. So there's probably an easy way. You could probably just do that, actually. There's me sitting here peeling everyone. Maybe I'm finding it therapeutic, guys. Maybe it's a therapy thing. And then I've got a whole other one. And what we're going to do is roll up and try and get it as small as we can. Which is interesting because the grate, and I have to use my food processor. I can't stand and grate everything, which is why I took the cucumber away. And it probably would be ideal to put this in the food processor too, really, to chop it up small, but we're going to go with by hand and see how we do. And it's going to go into this sauce over here, which is going to be a lot of sauce, isn't it? I know we put it on the bottom of the gyros, and then we have a dip for it for the halloumi, I think, or maybe for people to pour extra on their gyro. I wish I could remember what it's called in America. It's not called gyro though. One of the big chains over there, they make them too, by the way, that you can just buy as a takeout. I don't know why I'm using that one, it looks gross. I guess I started doing the leaves, so I might as well finish doing them by hand. Alright, so let's gather them up as much as you can and roll them. And I believe that's how you're meant to do most herbs. I do have a herb cutter, actually. I do. I have herb scissors. Well, I've started now. And this knife is already dirty. Of course, you know, I mean, it's got garlic on it and onion, and we're putting garlic in the sauce anyway. I guess I should have wiped it down. But I didn't use it on chicken or something like the potatoes or something, which would maybe make it taste different. Just give it a rough cut. Now you have to be careful with herbs, because if you over cut them, then they actually lose all their flavour, or the flavour just goes out of them. So it looked a lot, didn't it? But now it doesn't look too bad. And then we will give that a good stir. You go grab something to do that with, and that will be the prep for today. For now, anyway. For today, it'll be for now. Ooh, just before I do that and I was about to take the pepper away. It wants a little bit of pepper, and for me, that probably means a little bit of salt. But I will be back in a moment with a spoon. Okay, so it took a little bit longer. I got stopped by the phone, and then my son's dogs came back. All sorts, all at once. Okay, give this a good stir, and then I'm going to cover it and get it in the fridge. The nice thing, like I say, about these bowls is they have the lids on. Saves on cling film. And this is good to freeze, by the way. There's nothing in here that can't freeze. So, just going to make sure it's all covered. And it will still taste good. Not only can it freeze, it tastes good. So that is all the prep that I'm going to do for now. So when you see this video next, it's several hours later. And what I have left to prepare is potatoes to make some chips, which we did yesterday as well. So that'd be nice and easy. And to do prepare one tomato or half a tomato, which I already have, which is going to be sliced and chopped. If you're making it for 4 people, then you would be using 2 tomatoes, and you would basically slice one really and chop one. What you're after is 2 slices per person, so as long as I get that out of it, I'm good. And the other thing, other thing to prepare will be the halloumi, which again is quite straightforward, really. Alright, I will see you in a moment, and for me, several hours later. So before I get preparing, I should get on camera a bit better, the 2 remaining things, which are, got a hair on my knife, how rude, the chips and half a tomato each on this one. I want to show you, so this is how my honey chili ended up. So it's quite thick, it's on a slow move. My pickled onion looks pretty good, and it does look pickled. I didn't have any more red wine vinegar. I only had white, but I didn't put any in. And then my, what is it? Let me get this right. Tzatziki? I can pronounce it when I'm in the shop. That one. Anyway, and that looks really good. And then my marinated chicken, which needs to get cooked, just like that. And then we're going to slice it after it's cooked. So those are how those all look. Don't need that little lettuce. Let me put that to that side. And let's see. So all we have to do is make chips, so very similar to yesterday's. Make chips, get them on, cook them, then cook the chicken. And do you chop it or do you shred the chicken? You cut it into strips. Okay, so nice and easy. In their chicken thighs, you probably have the option of having chicken breast if you want, but when you're reheating stuff, quite often, I mean yesterday's was a chicken breast, quite often thighs work out better. So let's put on this one. Okay, one more. Okay, so it's four chips on this one, 4 potatoes rather, on this one. Yesterday's was 6 potatoes, but you're actually adding this to the pita bread. So my pita bread, to warm it up, you're meant to put it in the oven, and I think I've said before, my oven's just not that good. It's a new one. It was put in before I moved into this house actually, as part of when I bought it. Anyway, it's just not very good. I think they put in the cheapest one possible. The hob's fine, which is gas, but the oven's electric and it takes about 2 hours to warm up in. I have great fun at holidays because I tend to do all the entertaining, and it's fun trying to cook in shifts basically. But got it down, managed last year, and that was my first Christmas here. Although I'm not sure that I'm up to it for this year. We will see nearer the time. Long way off. So chips, what we're going to do is we're going to salt and pepper, and I will toss them in olive oil. It's recommended vegetable oil, and putting them on baking paper and putting them in the oven with salt and pepper. So I will put salt and pepper on them, and cook for, doesn't say, does it say? Nope, the chicken goes in for 25 minutes. It's quite a long time, isn't it? Well, I'll be ninja in mine, so it definitely won't take that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cook my chips for 10 minutes. Then I am going to remove those which are going in the freezer containers. And what I will be doing on the freezers, I think, is using a 1 tray to put all the little bits and pieces in, and then leave myself instructions of how to put it together. And I'm thinking, where I was going with the pizza bases is I'm thinking I'm going to just cut them in half. One will be too much for me anyway, so I think I'm going to cut them in half, which will be easier for me to heat up in the Ninja. But also, like I said, I don't think I could eat a whole one. So we will see. When I look at it, I might be like, oh no, I can make this up and do it that way. We will have a look. Okay, that's my potatoes ready to go in Ninja. For your tomato, for every person, basically you want 2 slices. And it doesn't say the width, it just says 2 slices. And then, wasn't a particularly good slice, was it? And then the rest is cut for the salad, or chopped for the salad. I don't think my first slice was particularly good there. That is what it is. Go on this way. And just a rough chop. And that's going to go with the cucumber, which I forgot to bring. Hold on. Okay, so this is what we ended up looking like. So I put some chicken, overcooked the chicken a bit, that was my fault. Put some chips on here, got those tomato rounds, also got the tzatziki sauce at the bottom, warmed up my pita, got my halloumi fries with the hot chili, and then I got my little side salad. This is half a portion, other than the salad. This is half a portion. So normally you get 4 of these, you get a whole one of these, this is half. The rest I am having tomorrow. I will show you how it looks for storage, and then I will tuck in and let you know. Actually, let me tuck in while it's warm, and then I'll let you know. Okay, that was absolutely divine. So looking at the picture, the sauce is that amount, if not more. There's a lot of this, and I'll show you my pots in a minute where I'll go away. The halloumi was like this. Oh, that was good. That hot honey sauce, which is basically honey with the chili flakes, was tasty with it. Doesn't have anywhere near the amount it shows on the picture of honey. It's literally just about a drizzle, so maybe could have done with more. That said, the salad was actually really refreshing. I had it. And I had it, a little bit of it before, but most of it at the end, and I actually found it to be quite refreshing. Maybe it was the chili on here, but I didn't feel that it was hot when I was eating it, but it was good. How this looks is, it's way more than what's on here, way more than on this picture. It was really good. It's 2 chicken thighs, by the way, per person per meal. So if you think of it that way, that's quite a lot of chicken, plus 1 potato per person per meal, which is also a reasonable amount. So this is what I've done to pack it up. We'll come back to that in a minute and look at the numbers. So for freezing, I have put my pitta in a bag, which is can put in the freezer. I actually just cut it into quarters. I couldn't fit it in. I tried to roll it, it broke by doing it that way. I have my onions, they're still in some pickling juice. I got my halloumis, all of this except the chicken, unfortunately. The halloumi and the fries are undercooked. They have at least 5-6 minutes left in the Ninja, probably 6 minutes for the chips, and probably about 3 or 4 for the halloumi. And the chicken, I'm just going to have to be really careful because it will get overcooked otherwise. It tastes a bit like crispy chicken, actually, crispy duck, what you have, you know, with the pancakes at the Chinese. This is my chili, honey chili. Maybe there'll be more in that. It looks like it's a bit more in that, so maybe I was just tight with what I did for today. Plus, well, I don't know. And then this is a very full pot of the sauce, and I did divide it pretty much evenly. Might have had a little bit more today, but generally it's evenly. So I have the rest of the one today, the other half for tomorrow. So I won't be probably cooking tomorrow. I'll have plenty to do, which is good because I have visitors. So these are the numbers on this one. So it is a feast. So if you had the whole portion, which like I said I didn't, it's 1,144 calories, 24 grams of sugar, 42 grams of fat, 8 grams of fibre, 19 grams of saturated fats, 71 grams of protein, 129 grams of carbs, and 4.1 gram of salt. This is not keto friendly, no, but it is very good. It does take at least 40 to 50 minutes. It probably took me a bit longer. Maybe it's some video in it, I don't know. Not that I videoed any of the cooking or anything like that today, but it was really delicious. And these are your instructions. Whoops, let me hold it up if you wanted to give it a try. And you can also, like I say before, click the link in the description, which will give you a discount code for this. Alright, so what is going to come next? Okay, because I'm not cooking tomorrow and I will cook on Saturday, which I do have my grandchildren for the day, so I might not have much opportunity, then I'm going to do a quick one, which is the bacon and mushroom Alfredo, which takes between 10 and 20 minutes. That said, I will check out what the beef's doing, and if I feel that the beef needs cooking sooner than this, then I may switch it for the beef one so that that does not go off. So that's what I'm looking to do. So thank you very much for watching. This was delicious. Like I said, it was a premium one, so it did cost a bit more. I think it was about £2 per portion. But it is doing me 2 meals. So from this particular one, where it was 4 meals for this recipe, I easily can make 8 and still be full. But that said, you know, different people with different appetites. I found it really filling. I think when I have the one tomorrow, I will split it open and stuff some of it inside like a real gyro. If you can get the pronunciation of that for me, I would appreciate it, because I know it's not that. I just can't remember what it's pronounced like. Like a euro or something, isn't it? Is it like a euro? I think it might be something like that. Okay, thank you very much for watching. Please do leave any comments. Please also like and subscribe. It does help the channel. If you are interested in any model building, like Partworks, which is something which goes on a regular basis, on a monthly regular basis, or whether, well, I don't know about regular, actually, just a monthly basis, or whether you like doing wood builds and things like that. All of that type of things are on my main channel, which is Opally Our Models, but I want to thank you for looking at the cooking one. I do appreciate it, and like I say, click on the code below and you will get a discount. I'll get £20 off my next order. That helps me to keep providing you these videos. Most of all, take care of you. Bye bye now.